And we're going to look at another one, which is spot silver and spot gold. Because as we know, they can create as much silver and as much gold that does not nor ever will exist as they want. But the public looks at these spot markets and go, oh, well, that's where silver is and that's where gold is. And it's a big fat lie. So let me debunk the lie and show you in terms of the paper markets.
Welcome to an eye-opening session with Lynette Zang. In this video, we're tackling the myth of spot silver and gold markets. These markets allow the creation of digital metals that may never exist in the physical world. And it's time to expose the truth. Join us as we peel back the layers, focusing on the dynamic between paper and physical markets. Get ready for a revealing lesson.
In my personal opinion, and I feel so strongly about this, is the only way that you should be doing it right now, because we are transitioning into a new system, and any wealth that you hold inside of that system is vulnerable because it's not really yours anyway, regardless of your perception. So let's just dive in, and I'm going to start with just an overall pattern that you can look at. And also, you know, the other thing is by recognizing this, you're going to understand where we are. Now, before I start putting too much on there, I want you to just sit back, look at this pattern. I'm going to remind you of it all the way through so that you can see where we are. Because in the beginning, in this accumulation phase, which, by the way, is what we're going to be, that this is the phase where we're going to see the smart money come in and accumulate. So we're going to know when it's time to convert your growth gold into those opportunities. But what are you going to hear out there? You're going to hear, oh, gold never does anything. Oh, it's the worst thing you could possibly do, blah, blah, blah. During the accumulation phase, the sentiment is black bearish, which means extremely negative. This cup formation, which will tell you smart money is accumulating. It's more visible here than it is there, but it will. So let's go on to the next phase, which is the awareness phase. After the smart money really starts to accumulate, and we're certainly seeing central banks accumulating gold at the highest level ever, okay? You think they know about money and what they're doing to destroy this fiat money, this mess? Yes, they are. And yes, they do. And that's why they're accumulating gold. The FOMO, fear of missing out. I've got to get into it. This is the best thing. Look at the stock markets. Look at the bond markets. Look at all of these. That's where my smart money should go. It's not, but it's when the public starts to come in and frankly get suckered in. They had the best training program on the street. They put a lot of money into me. Did they teach me how to read the technical language of the market? They didn't want me to know that, just like they don't want you to know that. But I want you to know that. So here we go. This is where you have your best opportunity to take profits, somewhere up here. Right now, you'll see in the markets, we're at a return to normal. Everything is fine. What are you worried about? So let's just take a look at that. We'll start with the industrial average, right? And bear with me here. Here's the S&P. How similar does this look to what you just saw on the industrial average? And here's the NASDAQ. I mean, come on. Overlay them, which I just did, and don't they look really similar? Sentiment confused. There's a run to money markets because they think this time is different. They think that if you hold this cash, oh, I don't even know. Oops, sorry about that. There's a run to cash, there's a run to money markets, but what do we know? We know inflation is heating up, don't we? So it is a trap to keep your wealth in these severely overvalued markets. And is this time different? No, this time is not different. So if that's where you're holding your wealth, then you're going to take your best opportunity to take any profits, and I don't care where the market happens to be today, is to take your profits now. Because doesn't this, all these things that I just showed you, doesn't that look like this? It's not rocket science. And we're going to look at another one, which is spot silver and spot gold. Because as we know, they can create as much silver and as much gold that does not nor ever will exist as they want. But the public looks at these spot markets and go, oh, well, that's where silver is and that's where gold is. And it's a big fat lie. So let me debunk the lie and show you in terms of the paper markets, because I show you the comparison between the paper and the physical all the time. I just want to stay on the paper markets for this lesson, okay? But what we're looking at here is spot silver. And I know a lot of people that have been accumulating silver, and the same thing with gold. Oh, silver is not doing anything. Okay, well, it is in the premiums here. But what you have here is a wedge formation. So if you have a ruler, you can print out the charts, stockcharts.com. You can go and do this for free. And you just see, what you see here are a series of lower and lower highs and higher lows. And this is forming like the wedge of a cheese. At some point, it is either going to break out above the wedge or break down below the wedge. If it breaks out above the wedge, then the most likely next outcome is something like this, where you get a significantly higher pop. If it breaks down below the wedge, then you are most likely to see the spot price decline. They can make that happen just by creating more paper silver. So don't be discouraged by that. Use this as an opportunity. When should you accumulate? Where are we in there? Because right now, where we are is in the bear trap awareness phase, nearing a wedge, break out above or break down below. Can you see that right here? Right? That's where we are, right here in a bear trap. Don't be fooled, because the next thing that is going to happen is once we break out above, you're going to see the spot price go a lot higher. But in the meantime, this is also like a mini cup, isn't it? It's like a mini cup. And so the smart money is accumulating the physical silver as fast as much as they can. And I'm in that group. What group are you in? Are you going to believe the lies, or are you going to see where we are in this paper trend cycle, knowing that in this, there's an unlimited amount in spot silver. That's not a big deal, but there's a limited amount of this physical. That's why you need to hold it, because if you don't hold it, you don't own it. You can't hold your stocks, you can't hold your bonds or your annuities or your REITs or any of that. You can't hold it. They hold it, they own it, you're just the beneficial owner. But with gold and silver, that's different. You can actually hold it and own it. What a concept. That way, it runs no counterparty risk, and this is significant. Central banks are accumulating more gold than they ever have in recorded history. Why are they doing that? That line shows you zero. Look at 2000. What was happening in 2000, moving into 2000 from 99? Y2K, do you remember that? They didn't know if the computer systems were going to be able to handle that transition, and they did not want you buying gold, physical gold, and holding it in your possession. So what did they do? They sold it, they leased it, they did everything that they could do to suppress the price. But look at 2005, if you would, okay? That's when they were really doing that significantly. And what was happening back then? We were in transition, but they stopped selling off and leasing it out as heavily, and it was going up from there. And by 2010, they were net buyers. So we crossed that zero Rubicon. And now smart money is voraciously accumulating because they know what they are doing to this stuff. And it's the same thing when they transitioned us out of this. This is a gold certificate. They would rather you hold this. How convenient is this?
We've exposed the hidden realities of the spot silver and gold markets. The stark contrast between digital and physical assets is now clear. We trust you found this exploration both eye-opening and intriguing. If this video has piqued your interest and you're hungry for more insights into the complex world of finance, please show your support by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. Your engagement fuels our drive to provide you with the most valuable content. We appreciate your company today and eagerly anticipate sharing more revelations and perspectives in our upcoming videos. Stay in the know and stay curious. Until our next encounter.